So I have a home pole, which obviously you don't need, but I'll show you what I would do, and hopefully that gives you an idea of something that you might like and you could adapt. So I was doing pole fitness before I got pregnant for about a year, and I got like an intermediate kind of level. But since then I've been like quite inactive, so I've still got the skills, but I don't have the strength, so I'm practically starting at beginner level. So your lower abs is what lifts your legs. So that's why the pole is really good, because you're not supported by the ground, so it's all on your core. So you start out by doing knee tucks, and then when you get stronger, you do pikes, which is like, it increases the resistance. It's like if you added more weights onto your barbell. This would be a pike. Obviously the aim is to just get really high, and what you can do is you can you breathe in when your legs are down and breathe out when your legs are up, so you've kind of got a bit more space there to lift them higher. And then when you get really good at those, the hardest ones is straddle, because you're also strengthening your hips. But that can look like anything. Even if you just lift your legs off the ground an inch, you're starting somewhere, you still strengthen those muscles, so you could literally just do it like this. So if you could install a pull-up bar at home, or anything really that would support your weight that you can just hang off, you could do the same thing. On the ground, I was talking about, you can do single leg lifts. So obviously a double leg lift would be like that, but you could do reps like that, 10 on each side probably. The straddle one would strengthen your hips, or you could do more pikey ones. And then I think the upper abs is more for when you do your sit-ups, that crunch technique. So you can do them with your knees together just on the ground. I'll be doing them on the pole. You don't do them with your knees wide, because that's super advanced, I think, but I don't think I'll be able to do that at all. So I'll hook a knee, and then instead of doing the full range of motion, the full sit-up like that, you can do crunches, which you just lift your shoulders up, maybe do 10 reps of those a day. And then you can do dips, which is the other side of the motion, so you're just coming down a bit. And the pelvic health lady, she said, is not to get doming, so maybe just try doing it in a bra or something, so you can really watch your belly, or video yourself and watch it back. And you want your belly to be flat, so together you're working with your pelvic floor muscle and your deep core muscles, and that's the foundational part of strength that you need to rebuild. So just being whatever exercise you're doing, be really conscious of your pelvic floor and your belly. And when you're exercising your pelvic floor, that's kind of you pretend that you're desperate for a wee and you try not to go, or some people say you're desperate, you try not to fart or something like that. But for me, I don't really do I like to do bodyweight exercises, because in my mind I'm not a soldier. I don't need to keep increasing my strength to be able to lift someone else. I just need to be able to lift my own body weight, and I like it to be functional for every day. So I don't do exercises that target one muscle group. I like all over body exercises like planks, push-ups, pull-ups. So plank, obviously you know that one, it's just keeping your body straight and hold it for as long as you like. I don't do things very structured, so I don't time it, but you could always say oh, I'll do it for 30 seconds, tomorrow I'll do it for 35, and incrementally increase it a bit. And when you've been doing these for several months, you'll probably be able to do push-ups really easy, because the push-ups is just the same as this, but you're just using the arms. But obviously I don't have that strength in my arms at the minute, but what you could do to start training it is doing the negative. So you lower yourself down really slow and controlled, so like this, and I just have zero strength to be able to push back up. Let's see. And I was talking about pull-ups, so I can't show you on a pull-up bar, but I'm thinking where you could start. And if you have a low pull-up bar, you can buy calisthenics equipment, or if there's anything you could find to use. And even if you're just lifting your bum off the ground, it doesn't matter how high you get to begin, it's just you're training those muscles. So this is my goal on the pole, these straddle climbs where I eventually quickly keep going up. But you get the idea. because that's strengthening like your core, your shoulders, everything. And push-ups, pull-ups, planks. And a lot of the time as well, like, it's really hard to put yourself as a priority, but you need to be able to build up your fitness, because that's going to be functional. So like if your husband can take the girls even just for 15 minutes a day, just literally, so you could do a little tiny workout every day, or if you can express some milk and someone else will take care of them for a bit longer, a few times a week, like half an hour, an hour, just so you can get that time to yourself and you're saying this is for me, that would be fantastic. Otherwise it's just kind of like fitting it into your daily routine. So like I like to welcome things that are like deep cleaning, because you're naturally going to train at them, because your core is also involved in stability. So if you kind of pretend like you're crawling around and you're getting into somewhere and you're coming off centre a bit and you're kind of on all fours and you're reaching for something, because people do those, I think they're called bird dogs, where you can do like these kind of things. And there's dead bugs as well, but this always gets a bit complicated for me. I don't really do these kind of ones. I think it's like, I don't even know, I think it's like that. Dead bugs. There's one that people do like ballet training, I think, when they do this kind of thing where you come up on your elbows and you can like, this is very intensive, I don't do these. You can, I don't know if you can really see, if I come like this, where you kind of like cross your ankles and you can do little cycly ones. Yeah, I just think like I said, your core is what lifts your legs, but in everyday life you're not really exercising it, because either you're walking around, yeah, you're lifting your legs, but it's not very high, it's not for very long, the ground is supporting you. And also most people are like, they're working at a desk job and then they go and sit in their car and then they go sit at the sofa, so you're getting exactly what you're asking for your body, you're not training it. So I think it's just like a habit of modern day life. It's really hard. So either you need to be like really conscious of like putting it into your daily life, or you need to be carving out some time for yourself where you say this is where I'm focusing on it. Or like if you could take Anna to the park and she's playing around, you can kind of join in on a bit of those like kids things, like monkey bars is a really good one. Even if you can't climb across because you don't want to overdo it, even if you could just literally hang on one monkey bar and swing your legs around. And then eventually after a while you'd be doing that, you could reach for one, and then eventually you could maybe reach for a couple and stuff like that. And that habit of swinging your legs and stuff, and then swinging from one to the next, you're strengthening your arms, shoulders, core, everything. And like I said, your core is involved in like not just strength to lift, it's where everything comes from. When you do an overarm throw, all your limbs hang off it, and it keeps you stable. So like one thing when I was pregnant, I couldn't stand on one knee to put my shoe on. But so this is not necessarily for strength, but I like to do headstands because like being on the pole, you're naturally inverted. And I always felt like that naturally gives you a strong pelvic floor muscle, because when you're upside down, you're putting more pressure on. So you could try this at home with one leg on the wall, but I can do it on the pole and just hook my foot instead of putting it in front. And I'll show you that. I'll put a blanket down because it's a bit hard with this metal. And just take my socks off so that I can hook my foot. And also, like I said, leg raise is what gives you a strong core, but I don't have that strength to deadlift my legs yet. But if you imagine, like, when you do your headstand, eventually when you build up your core, if you try to make an effort to, like, pike your legs, so, like, if I was upside down, I'd be doing, like, the reverse of that to get my legs up. But for the minute, I have to, like, kick them up and split a bit. So you do your hands, there's two ways. You can do a triangle like that, or you can, like, I think you cross your hands like that, but on the pole I can cup them, so it's similar to doing like that. You go on the flat part of your head. And then there's no way, I've twisted my neck as well on this side, so I have to be really careful. Just asleep in funny, I think. But yeah, eventually, if you could literally just deadlift both your legs like that, that'd be fantastic. But I have to sort of split a bit. So I'll just do that and hook my foot. And this one is nice just to sort of get back in touch with my body, like my hips and my core, and I can like play around with my legs a bit. So like bring my bum away, flex my foot. If you do want to do upside down poses like this, like headstand on the wall, the key is to be strengthening your shoulders, not your neck. So at the minute I can't lift my head off the ground because I've twisted my neck, but you could try and at least like get your elbows in a bit, and then really push with your shoulders. I'm just going to come down like that. But I like being upside down because I feel like, yeah, it's just naturally going to strengthen your pelvic floor. And then to calm down, you can do downward dog and child's pose.